So welcome to our third Staff Academy webinar this year. And today our theme is cooperation and co-creation. And we have a change in our original schedule because Rosie Dempsey unfortunately had to cancel. But our Ingenium project manager Eeva Kuoppala managed to step in at a very short notice. So today we have two presentations. First, senior lecturer Laura Hokkanen will talk about flipped learning in game education for youth work. And after that, Eeva Kuoppala will talk about work-based learning in digital international environments. And the presentations will take about 20-30 minutes. And after that, you will have time for questions and comments. And of course, you can write questions and comments in the chat all the time during the presentations. So first, I would like to give the floor to Laura.
Thank you. Okay, I hope this works now. Yeah. So yes, hello for everyone.
Hello.
Like you heard, I am Laura Hokkanen and I will present my course Game Education, which is 5 credit distance, and it is an optional course offered here in XAMK, and my degree program is Civic Activities and Youth Work. So the purpose of this course is to understand gaming as a phenomena in culture and society, and also give an educational perspective for games and recognize the positive effects of gaming. So games have become an important pedagogical tool in youth work, and this is the background of this course. There you go. So I use storytelling as a teaching tool, and it is important part also for games and game education as well. Almost every game includes a story. So the background of this course is also in stories, and the story of Archimedes. And I'm very interested about this kind of story where Archimedes go to path, and he tries to find out how he can recognize measuring an irregular object. And there is a story that he go out and scream that Eureka, and it's the story how you can find out some new solution for very hard or new perspective for something. So how can a sense of wonder lead to a Eureka moment and a solution? This is the story for my course as well. Also, the course gets inspiration from the TV series The Apprentice. I think you all know this Donald Trump TV series. And of course, the difference is that no one gets fired during the course, but there are some sort of challenges what students try find out how they can find out some resolution for that and solutions. So that's why the course is called Eureka. I'm also interested about this Albert Einstein idea, play is the highest form of research. My students will be community educators after graduating. And during their studies, they have already heard many times that community educator students just play throughout their studies. And sometimes they feel that it's a criticism, like it's not just playing. They do a lot of academic work here as well. So I decided that maybe in this course, we could use this criticism also as a positive feedback why playful or plays or games should be something negative. Why won't we get the positive thing from this? So in Finland, students at University of Applied Sciences carry out a wide range of work-life-oriented assignments during their studies. The aim is to apply theory to practice already during their studies and during our programs. In my program, we use a lot of methods and playful and game-based exercises and all kind of methods during their studies. And at times, they got this feedback. I think that now we can actually play all our course during our course and do nice things together. So the game education course is built on the principles of flipped learning. This means that we don't use face-to-face teaching for theory, but we put theory to action. So students are expected to study the theoretical content before they come to my face-to-face course. So they see some video lectures which are available on the online platform. And in the real life lectures, we actually put this theory to action and try to find out what kind of solutions we could do after theoretical points. And also we use like collaborative learning. Students are all the time in small groups and they try to find out what kind of good things they could have from other people as well, and what are the rules working in small groups. So let's have a look what kind of challenges we have in this Eureka course or game education course. The first challenge is a new outdoor game for children, and we use this kind of game jam method. It means that students think what kind of games they already know beforehand and how they could mix two different kind of games together and create new games. So they go to our partner school, Saimaanportti Comprehensive School, and all these teams try to guide their new game, and all those children will give feedback for my students, and also those children decide what game is the best one, and they will get some points. Who is the best team? It will get 5 points, and second one 3 points, etc. So children thinks what was it like to game or play the game, or what was the fun about it, and also what did not work in their games. And I like this method, like actually my students are very creative, and some of those games are still alive in those Saimaanportti school area. Like year after year, they got new games and they actually go to action, even if we are already away from there. So the second challenge is digital escape game. And in that challenge, the partner is Muisti Center of War and Peace, which is a science center here in Mikkeli. And actually first we participate in the real escape room in Muisti. And after that, students are trying to find out how they could actually use those examples and ideas for their own escape game. But my students will do it in digital world. So this is not like what you can use in real face-to-face room. So this is like problem-solving situation. And challenge 3. In this challenge, we have partner from Mikkeli Art Museum. In their future work, my students normally do a lot of adventure work and also some experimental learning methods. So this is the thing that they actually try to find out how our normal city life could, or Mikkeli city center could have some sort of adventure where normal traveler or city center person could go from point to point, sculpture to sculpture, and find out some story behind that sculpture. And this was really good feeling that actually Mikkeli Art Museum told us that they really like it to have this kind of adventure if we would have some extra time to develop this game future. Yeah. Challenge 4 is code poetry. So this is more like STEAM project. It means that there is including science, technology, engineering, arts, and maths. And we also use makey method. It might be familiar for you. You can see it in the up of the slide. There is this makey app things. Like you actually trying to find out very basic level how to code and how you can how can you write a poem, and trying to find out how you can actually make that poem alive. So if you touch that screen, there is this angel screen, what my students have made. If you touch that, you will hear the poem what my students have written. Challenge 5 is doing with robotics and maker culture. So we have those small, you can see in the middle picture, small bolt robots. And the thing is that you have to use handicraft skills and try to find how you can create new creature for that bolt ball, and how you can make the robot move. And also you have to write some background story for that robot. And that background story has to fix also for that partner institute. For example, in this project, we had this Youth Research and Development Unit Juvenia, and they had some projects which was dealing peacemaking. So my students make some peacemaking videos from those robots. Maybe this will works. Like you have to put these robots moving and also make some video. There is very good story about that, why that robot is moving. All right. Challenge 6 is new board game. And then we go to our local library. And there are a lot of board games which are free to borrow to home. And sometimes my students don't know that service. So the task is that they have to make some new rules for old board game. And who is the partner? They are young customers of local library, so they will actually play that new game and give some feedback also. Was it good game, or how hard it was to play it? For the rules okay, and was the story good in that game? And also we can see that library is very full of everything, and you can actually do a lot of nice things also in library. And that is also a very good message to my students as well. They actually should use library for their future work and with young people as well. So challenge 7 is pub quiz. And it means that we don't actually have exam in this course, but we have a lot of material what they should know after this course. And also, even if we have very positive attitude to gaming in this course, we have to also understand that there are some problems and very bad things also if you play too much or you use money for playing, etc. So I didn't want to have a very old kind of exam in this course because it was very opposite way if I'm seeing the other task as well. So that's why I decided that maybe we could do this exam as well as a team group. So all those teams read beforehand this material and books. They can decide if someone is concentrating in some book and another one in another book. And when we have this pub quiz, we actually have 30 questions, and this classroom changes as a pub, and we have some coffee and tea, and then we just try to find out the new, like the answers, correct answers for my questions. And actually, students like this kind of method as well, and they can actually use their, like someone can know something and another one something, and that's why they can fix their brains together. Challenge 8 is Design Jam project. Design Jam means that we come together, maybe even overnight, party, or at least one day together. We have something to eat together, but also a big project what we have to find out how to fix, what we can do for this challenge. Some year we have had night in the library. It means that we actually have been, just our groups have been in library, no customers at all. And we have done a lot of gaming things and some challenges as well. But this year we had this Ingenium Joint Education Lab project, and it was really interesting one. We had 1 day time to fix out how we can make a 360 video performance together. And we create 3 parts of art piece for classes. And first we had some lecture from specialist who was specialized by butterflies and their scientific background. And then students write their own story about how butterflies are actually very good team for climate change and people's attitude for other people, and how our works can actually lead to some bad things or good things. And then we had a nice evening where we see all these performances also from MTU and Rowan universities. And this is the last challenge, challenge 9. It's Minecraft dinner and role playing. This is the only task where I will decide who is the best one. And because I think that this kind of role playing is sometimes very hard for students, actually. Like you have to be in some other character, and it's not very easy to do it for people who you don't know. So that's why I am the person who decide which group is done the good work for that. So the idea is that we eat only food which is mentioned in the Minecraft, and also students have to use costumes from Minecraft villages. They will know 1 week beforehand what villagers they will be. Are they priests or are they librarians? and they have to find out what kind of costumes they can use. And then we have some sort of nice handicrafts things where we, for example, made some things what are mentioned in Minecraft. And then we have the last dinner together, and we will know who is the best team in these 9 challenges what we have done together. Yes, so actually students get quite a lot of feedbacks in this kind of flipped learning course. I mean that also our real work working partners will give some feedback from every task what students have made. Here are some examples. From example, the 12 years old school children, how they feel that yard game what we made. And then there is this museum thing where pedagogy of the museum give some feedback. So actually they got 9 feedbacks from work life, and also I will give feedback in every case. So they have during the course all the time some feedbacks. So I think they actually get some feelings what were the good things in that task and how they could prove that and develop it again if they will have it later. And there is this wall where you can see that every team will get feedback from every 9 challenges. So in the end of the course, you have this kind of wall where you can see that, quite a lot of feedback from every single task. So what kind of feedbacks students have given for me? These are some examples what they have liked, at least. So group works actually are quite good for these students, even if my feeling is that sometimes students are quite negative against those grouping work, because it's hard to find out the timetable for which is suitable for all students. And of course, it's hard to trying to find out how you can manage to be in this group. We have so different kind of styles, and maybe someone is not coming today and we have to do his work as well. So I'm positive that they actually feel that it was good thing to do this in a small groups. Also, this creative working method is quite valued by students. And also that our working life collaboration will give some feedback all the time, and they actually can see that game education is also in real life thing what they can use after graduating. And one thing more that I'm also happy that there have been a lot of girls in my course as well, because some girl students feel that gaming is not their kind of thing, like it's a boys thing, and they feel that game education means only digital gaming. But I have tried to giving some widely thing for gaming, like it can be for everyone, and actually you can use it in your working life in many ways. From my perspective, I think this kind of flipped learning is a good thing and bad thing, like always. Good things are like, I think that in future life, my students will need a lot of teamwork skills, and it's also good to see that it's not always easy. Even if we find out that, okay, it was good to be in small team, there's always problems, a lot of problems. And that's why I think that this is a good way to have more realistic way how actually you can be in a member of some group. Also, I think that this has improved my professional network. Like I have been so much touched in my professional network in this course, so it will give some good things also to my other courses as well. And I feel that theory is always easier to understand when you use it in practice life. So this kind of method is good in that. And also this feedback thing is good, a positive thing, because I feel as a teacher that sometimes my feedback is in the end of the course, I have to give so much feedbacks and it's quite stressful thing. So this kind of course, I actually give feedback during the course, small feedbacks 9 times. But in the end of the course, I don't have so much feedback task anymore. So this is easier in that way. But the negative things is, of course, that it is very hard to be in groups. Like someone is not saying anything, even if he won't come today to my course. And also it's some way very hard that the students want to see those beforehand videos, even if I have said that you have to check that before you come to do these practical things to my course. And also I feel that sometimes it's hard to ask from my partners in working life that could you please give some feedback, and is it all right if we do it again, this same thing? So these are, in my perspective, the positive and negative thing in this kind of method. I think this was all what I have saying to this kind of education thing. I hope you will get some new information. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura, very much. That was so interesting. I mean, practical learning in practice. And now we have some questions. Maybe I'll just take the chat questions first. So Marcello is asking that you mentioned that you do not have exams. However, in group activities, it often happens that some students are very active while others are more passive. So how do you assign grades in a way that it's fair and accurately reflects each individual student's actual contribution and understanding?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And it's a hard question as well. Yeah, my students have to give some feedback also for the team members, and also they have to make some self-evaluation in the end of the course. So my students are very, how can I say it? Like they actually give feedback how they feel. If some member of that group hasn't done enough work, or she has been so different than other, they actually say it to me, and they have to give some grades actually to each other as well. So, and I'm all the time as a teacher in those groups as well. I'm checking, is everything going well? And I'm trying to find out also some grading system during the course. Yeah, that's my kind of way.
Okay, thank you. So, but in this case, you are grading their feelings about the activity rather than the proper knowledge.
Yeah, I give as a teacher the grades for those 9 tasks. So that is the one thing. And then all the group members will give feedback or grades for each other, and then self-evaluation for himself. So that's some sort of the mix of that graduating things.
Okay, okay, that was unclear to me because I thought that each activity was for a group of students, but actually you are doing all the activities with a group, with the same group
Yes.
of students.
Yes.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you. Sorry.
Okay, and then Martin asks, when students learn theoretical knowledge through games, is there a risk that they may focus more on the game process itself and lack a deeper understanding of the professional knowledge?
Might be, yeah. The background, like theoretical background, is more like how you can make, for example, escape room, what kind of rules there are normally. And yeah, problem solving case and like that. So the theory is not so deep in like, for example, if you are a doctor, the theory is more deep and like someone can kill if he won't do that. So game education is more like creativeness, like how you can put, for example, those tips to alive. So I feel that they actually learn quite a lot, even from the professional knowledge as well.
And Valeria and Michaela have similar thoughts. So are all your students Finns? Is the teaching in Finnish only? Are there international students as well? And could this course be open to all Ingenium students?
Maybe someday. At the moment, it's only for my students who are Finnish ones, and they are studying in this degree program of civic activities and youth work. But yeah, I'm very positive to use this also in English person. Even I'm not very good speaking English, so I should do some practice as well by myself.
So all of these activities could be done also online, or
I think that we should do some changes. Like if we are in digital world,
yeah,
probably we won't do all this kind of works. For example, this makey system is like you have to use it in your hand. But I have also some students via digital world, and we have changed it some different kind of apps and free apps in internet.
so some of them could be done online because yeah, they are very, very creative and very, very intriguing. Two of them caught my attention, called poetry. That sounds very, very interesting. Also for our engineering students, being so technical, but they also like poetry and literature. So it's a very, very nice combination, I think. And also the one about the butterfly effect design jam project, very, very creative and very interesting. I hope I will see this for all engineering students someday. Thank you.
No, thank you so much. And we can continue for some cooperation work as well, because this poem code, for example, is easy to make. Even I can send you some
Thank you.
exercise examples how you can use it.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Marcello has a further question. Are these activities described in any textbooks that we could use to implement them in our own teaching, or have you developed them independently? Do you have
Most
any
of them-
handouts, materials we could use and consult?
Well, most of them I have made them independently. So of course they have some backgrounds somewhere, but yeah, unfortunately they are not in any textbook, at least at the moment. Maybe someday.
May I probably partly answer to this Marcello's question? So probably also this kind of work-based learning and challenge-based learning could be the good theoretical background, and there is a lot of research literature and articles relating to that. So those words might be good to search for this kind of research material regarding to this kind of learning. So if you, Laura, agree that we are talking about
yes,
this could be the framework.
I agree. Yes,
framework for
agree,
that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Can I ask you, Laura, one question? How important you see the learning objectives in this kind of learning method or pedagogical method?
It is important, like, of course, because this is creativeness is one main point. Sometimes it can be also the problem, like if you don't have any like objectives, what is your target? It's hard to find out what actually you should learn or like that. But for me, there are actually some sort of like teams or some targets, but I think they will give me a lot of creativeness still, and that's why I like it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Do you have still any more questions? We have still time. Okay. Laura, thank you.
Thank you so
very much. And I really hope you can also spread this method in our alliance, because it is so unique in a way. Okay, thank you. And next, Eva will be talking about work-based learning in digital international environments.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Laura. I think that this is quite nice continuation to the Laura's presentation, because now we are, Mihaela, and also in digital environments, and what kind of solutions we could develop to there. Just a minute, I start to sharing the presentation. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone, and my name is Eva Kuoppala, as you probably, or most of you know, and as mentioned, and I have a background of both teaching and the pedagogical development, and especially relating to this kind of work-based learning. And today I'm going to present you our junior school case, which was conducted following this kind of work-based learning methodology, and partly in digital environment, and obviously in Ingenium context, as mentioned. So part of this presentation is actually prepared together with our stakeholder partner, EY, which is this kind of a big consultancy agency, and also our mentor Sabine Suorsa had very strong role in conducting this case. Okay, and could somebody please tell me? Oh, there. Yeah, sorry for that. But first, I think that I would like to start by going to this kind of transformation of working life we are actually living in at the moment, and I wanted to share you these figures, which tells that nearly a quarter of all jobs worldwide are expected to change by 2027. And the sources for these figures are from World Economic Forum report, and also from this EY work Reimagine survey they made. And an estimated 69 million new jobs will be created, and 83 million jobs will be displaced. And 32% of employers link the strategic skills development to productivity and performance metrics. So sort of this kind of improving the competencies are in this kind of era, the shared challenge also for the working life, and as well obviously as for the education. And when we're talking about the education and increasing the skills, so we need to ask the questions that what we should be teaching, or what are the skills and competencies that the students should know after they graduate, because obviously we are preparing our students to the working life, and so that they could be as good employees as possible, and they also have the skills to survive fluently in working life. And here are two different kinds of divisions of these skills should be learned in 25-30. And obviously there is a bit of difference regarding which sources you are using, but still it's quite clear seeing the similar skills in all of these listings. And this is this kind of from my perspective, interesting combination of hard and soft skills. So easily we might be thinking that this kind of technological skills relating to the artificial intelligence are the most crucial ones. Obviously they are important, but still it seems that also these kind of soft skills are probably coming at least as important as these technological skills. So based on this World Economic Forum report, there are mentioned of artificial intelligence and big data, networks and cybersecurity, technological literacy, creative thinking, resilience, flexibility and agility, curiosity and lifelong learning, leadership and social influence, etc. And then from the other source, which is this European Union source, these kind of 5 must-have soft skills for this year should be adaptability, because the world of work is constantly changing, and we should be all the time, aware and being able to adapt to different kinds of situations. Also, emotional intelligence, which means self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skills. So these are the important skills also for all of us. Critical thinking, this means that we need to have the ability to questionize and ask questions and not take everything granted, especially when we are working with these AI tools, which means that they are not automatically right all the time. And then digital fluency, learning with how these different systems best work together and in order to achieve business aims is invaluable. And then ethical judgments in the context of AI. So the technology is no replacement for human decision making in any case. Okay, so then we are in a situation that we have this kind of changing environment around us. How do we teach our students, or how do we prepare our students to act in this kind of work? And then we come to this kind of pedagogical methods, like Laura described in earlier, and what we did also in our junior school, winter schools case a year ago. And our theme was from idea to disruption, and we had 5 assignments from XAMK's industry or stakeholder partners. So real life authentic cases, this kind of, maybe we could call them challenges. And the way we conducted this school is that we had these 3 online meetings. So 2 before the contact week. So this was this kind of the BIP sort of methods. I think that most of you probably have heard it. Also these blended intensive programs. So pedagogically very, very close to that kind of way to conduct studies. So 3 online meetings, and another or one of these stakeholder partners participated to these multidisciplinary and multinational groups of students, which were mixed already beforehand, and they presented their cases for the students. And when we had this contact week here in Finland, so then the students were working on those different challenges. And those working life partners participated in 1 or 2 days. They were sparring, giving the feedback for those groups of their working, and then they were hearing the final results. And we had 48 students, we had 10 teams, 10 mentors guiding the working, and 3 facilitators. And the digital platform the students were using for that collaboration during when they were not in contact week, were this Discord, which is quite known among the young people, especially, I've heard, and also were used in working life. Pedagogical approach is this kind of challenge-based learning, and we had this active participation of stakeholder partners through the different phases of the process. And this was the case regarding this EY, and this slide is about this workplace perspective, or the stakeholders' perspective. So that why they should be doing this, or why would they be doing this kind of collaboration? That is obviously one of the crucial questions we are asking always when we are doing teaching like this. So first, there on the left you can see the challenge. So what were the students working on? So their case was that how can circular economy thinking turn the electronics industry's e-waste mountain, which is huge, into a renewable mineral mine and a source of wealth? Very big and broad question, to be honest. And what they see that were the benefits, why they wanted to participate to this this process with that case, is that there was this problem solving. So the challenges was intentionally framed broadly and openly, so that they could get different kinds of perspectives. And so the aim was to seek new perspectives and ideas around that challenge, rather than a single solution, which would be probably quite impossible even regarding the case. And then they see that the learning from the students and reflecting their own thinking with the new stakeholder group was useful for them. And bringing the topic of sustainability to the students' attention, that was also one of their goals as a company. And this visibility and recruitment was also important motivation of participating to this kind of collaboration. So increasing the company's visibility among students and broadening brand perceptions, and especially at the intersection of technology and sustainability. And this is quite strong motivation, this recruitment and visibility. Also, many other companies who have done this kind of collaboration, so they can get the direct access to get to know the students also as a possible employer for them. And that is also beneficial for the students, because after these kind of processes, it might be much more easier for them to also to get the job through this kind of collaboration. Then we did this kind of short analysis of students' feedback. So how did they felt? And then we compared those blue texts are the concepts from those previous working life skills. So it seems that this kind of learning developed students' content skills and collaboration skills. That is this kind of basic division. And the students mentioned that there are, solving the real problems, and that was useful in relating to the content. And participants thought that solutions to the real workplace challenges that required critical thinking and analysis. And then entrepreneurship skills, so solving real assignments, developed this kind of entrepreneur skills, and helped participants to identify their own strengths. And then sustainable development was also the topics they were learning a lot through this kind of case. And about these collaboration skills, so there were this multidisciplinary collaboration. So participants came from different fields of study and had different skills and knowledge already, and which challenged and enriched the collaboration. So I think that these are extremely useful experiences for the students to learn to collaborate with different fields of study, with different nationalities, different cultural contexts. And it's not definitely not always easier than doing it in your own country and with your own language. But on the other hand, it promotes quite a lot of learning skills and these kind of working life skills. And then the teamwork was clearly also one of the benefits of this kind of learning. So participants learn to work effectively together, listen to each other, and share ideas. And international collaboration, as mentioned, and public speaking, because at the end of this week, so the students were having this kind of group presentations as always in Ingenium schools. The week is ending for this kind of public presentations of the achievements or the results of the group. So this is this kind of draft of how do we see this transformation in learning, what is happening. And now I'm referring to this colleague of EY, because this was just our thinking sort of. And the way we see it is that previously we were probably focused quite a lot of assignments and these outputs, but this new way of learning requires co-creation and shared success. And previously we probably have quite formal degree-centric mindset, but in nowadays we need more these kind of agile models of continuous learning and collaboration. So we need to challenge ourselves to learn together and co-create together also with the working life. And previously we have quite emphasized with the local communities, but now when we have these digital tools and more international and global environments, we should be focusing also a bit more to these global communities, for example, like Ingenium and what we are doing in Ingenium. And previously the teacher has been seen the authority on learning and content, and in this kind of new, probably new way of learning. So the teacher is seen more as a mentor and a coach, and the person who are taking care of the achieving the pedagogical or the learning goals of the course or the study module. And all this can happen in digital platforms where these stakeholder representatives, students and staff members can collaborate and create something new together. And I actually asked from our stakeholders afterwards that how do they see the role of universities in this kind of collaboration, that would have they been able to do it by or by themselves, so without the university involvement? And the answer was no. So in this kind of learning, the role of the university and or higher education institutions is very much needed as a facilitators of the learning process, as a guiding of the learning process, and the validators of the competence. And this is, I think that it's important to know this, that we are very much needed also from the perspective of the working life, although the learning is changing a bit more different form. So this is also one of the goals of the Ingenium collaboration, that we would be working more with the stakeholders too. And we have different kinds of collaboration formats, which could include stakeholders, and we are hoping to include also stakeholders. So we have these pathway programs, and these are existing study programs where are partly this kind of Ingenium components. And there we are shaping future skills through structures, international learning pathways. There are good possibilities for this kind of stakeholder cases, as well as in these joint degrees. It doesn't mean that the whole degree needs to be taught, for example, some like this kind of pedagogical methods, but it is a good part of it, or good add or replacement probably to some certain modules or courses. And then we have these blended intensive programs, which I already mentioned, and that was pretty much the structure also in our junior schools case. Then we are developing these micro-credentials, which is targeted upskilling modules for lifelong learning. Here are a lot of interesting points also for collaboration with stakeholders. And for example, in Finland, we have nationally interesting examples of how the working life partners have been actually producing the content of the micro-credential, and the university is checking the accuracy and designing it as a good learning process and validating the credits. So very interesting possibilities there. And challenge-based mobilities for students. This could be this kind of more personalized solutions where students are solving real challenges defined by the stakeholders, but there could be, for example, only one or two students, and they would be included to their curriculums. That kind of goals we are going to have too. And then we have had these student partnerships projects, which are long-term applied collaboration to projects and mentoring, and there are some of those have also included the collaboration with stakeholders. So the Finnish or the president of the Finland usually have 3 key points. So I have here 2. And they are that in the changing world of work, the developing the skills is critical. It's critical for everyone. And what it means is that we need new ways of learning to tackle this challenge of developing the competencies and keep in the speed of the transformation of work that we are going through. And these kind of learning communities, which are formed through national and international in-person meetings, as well as in digital environments, is one way of doing things a bit differently, a bit widely, and a bit more internationally. So thank you. And here you will find some interesting cases regarding this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was a very important talk, I would say. Can I just ask one question? We have, I think, fairly well adopted now student-centered approaches in our teaching and education. And this would be, so to say, a step forward. Do you believe that our institutions and our structures are ready for this kind of agility? Or could it be the new structures that we are creating in the Ingenium Alliance that would be agile enough? for this?
I think that this is the great question to everyone in here. So please, I would be happy to hear your perspectives regarding to this. How do you see? Are we ready for this, or are you already doing it? Marcelo, I was relying on you. I was nearly going to say that, please.
Yeah, I definitely think that we are ready for that. Not as in individual universities, but definitely as a consortium, as an alliance. I think we are ready. And I was impressed by the. No, I really like the one of the first slide that you presented, the soft skills that are required by employees now. That's very, very interesting. The problem that we might have is that okay, we have a master program is 120 ECTS, and there is not enough space for transversal activities because we also need to give them professional competencies. You know what I mean? So when I was looking at that slide, I was thinking, okay, but how can we include all these modules if they are already professional things that they have to do to graduate? There is not enough room for all these activities. So I was wondering whether lifelong learning is a good tool. Micro credentials are definitely ideal, but also in Italy, for instance, we have this kind of program that are postgraduate programs. So after the master, you can do 1 year to get more skills. So one possibility is to think about developing this kind of activities within Ingenium. That's so that we have 60 CTS 1 year, and you can give them all those skills that are required by the labor market nowadays. That was my reflection.
That is perfect. Thank you for asking, because that is definitely something that which comes always, and we have, well, in Finland we have quite a lot long roots in this kind of pedagogical doing. We are not there yet, but still we have been testing or doing it quite a long time, and this question is one of the first ones which comes everybody's mind. But what about if I ask you that if you think about the teaching and learning differently, could it be included to those teaching? You know, can you make the combination of theoretical knowledge, and when they have the case that they apply that theoretical knowledge, it doesn't mean that there isn't any lectures or you don't need to read books. This is not that, but it is that when you read the book or you have the lectures and then you have the real authentic case where you need that information, and you probably collaborate with the other students. Can you make the peer, or how do you say, this kind of pair teaching or team teaching with some of the other teacher, and you are having, for example, both of you are having your own lectures, and then you have the one case where you are combining, the students come from the bit of different learning objectives, and they don't have probably the exam, but they are doing this kind of short project or something like that. So it's from my perspective is not so much that what we are teaching, but how we are teaching.
I agree.
Just one, sorry.
Sorry, just
Yes,
if
Marcelo.
I may. Yes, you are right. But if you include, let's say, emotional intelligence or empathy or the other soft skills that were in the list, if you have to include those activities in all the programs and modules that you deliver, then it means that you have to train all the professors.
Yeah.
If they have to include those activities within the standard course. If you have those courses aside, then you can have 10 or only 10 or 15 professors, teachers that are trained on the specific soft skill, and you can ask them to teach those modules to all the students across the university. So I agree. Ideally, it's better to have those activities integrated within the modules that already exist.
Yeah.
But it will take 10, 15 years to train all the professors in this kind of soft skills.
And I'm not sure if it's needed to train all the teachers, because I think that there are some modules or topics when it's more suitable to than to some others. And so then I come again back to these learning goals. So could there be, for example, one of those modules or courses you are teaching which is a natural, or so, well, natural is probably the correct word, to include these kind of competencies also to the learning goals. So I can't give you any example of that kind of course, but you will probably figure out the idea. But then if you could add it also to the learning goals, and then you are describing that we are doing in this course, we are doing this kind of challenge-based project, and then you have then you need to also assess, because that is one of the goals of these soft skills are one of the goals, but it doesn't, the small steps are good from my perspective.
Yes, I agree.
And I think from a teaching perspective, we all of us, all the academic staff, are facing now the challenge of students outsourcing their thinking to AI. So how do we challenge their thinking and learning all the time? That is something we all have to face.
But Mihaela, how do you think, how did this sound to you?
I totally agree with Marcello. Hello, nice to see you. I wrote in the chat, in my opinion, the soft skills are way underrepresented in the formal programs so far. And well, maybe not independent courses only on soft skills, but modules or some activities included in the formal programs in all the study fields, not only in psychology or medicine, but also in engineering and or physics or mathematics, because yeah, we live times very challenging, and those soft skills will be the ones who will keep us sane, will keep us sane, not going insane, you know, because yeah, we all face challenges, and the challenges will be bigger, in my opinion, from year to year due to AI. Yeah. Thank you.
Good. And I personally, I like this idea of these learning communities, because the idea in that kind of activity is that not only the students are the learners anymore, but we are all, you know, as teachers and the stakeholders in that kind of collaboration, we all come from our own expertise, and we are, you know, working with that, and we are learning through that. So that is very, I think that great possibility also in the future for the Ingenium to connect also the stakeholders to these kind of digital learning communities based on some kind of cases. And so
yes, but they all should be made like formal, like formally recognized in the pathway. No, because yeah, that's the world we live in. The students are not available anymore. They don't want to participate in activities that doesn't bring them something very concrete. So
Definitely, and they all need to be included to the curriculum. So that is something that we are doing in here too, and totally agree that it's impossible to get the students for this kind of volunteer activities. But this is exactly just a different way of doing. So as I mentioned, that's not so much of what we are teaching, but how we are teaching. Obviously, the content is important too. Sorry.
Laura comments that also the students are sometimes quite conservative and old-fashioned, and they want teaching, proper teaching. So we all need to learn new ways of working.
And I also feel that it's important to understand that, for example, this game education, I haven't done it for fun. Like the purpose is not to have fun, but going like we have goals, and actually learning can be fun as well, but still the main purpose is not that we just have some circus and dance there.
Yeah, exactly. So that is why I think that the learning goals and the pedagogical scripting and the assessment are the keys in here too.
But fun is also very, very important for them, but also for us as human beings. We need to have fun so that we enjoy what we do and what we learn, and we learn quicker and better if we also have some fun and some movement involved. Yeah.
Would be interesting to hear that. Do you others have a similar cases or similar pedagogical thinking in other universities? Uda, Iash, do we have which other? Or is this something totally different that you are doing? Gabriela? Do we have here? No, quite quiet.
Yes. Well, maybe.
Not so
How do we
quiet.
interpret?
Not so quiet, but
Okay.
you speak, so I have to receive your
Okay.
words
Sorry.
first. So it's a time till you speak till I heard them.
Okay. So
Okay.
slow connect.
So in my case, I'm from the same university with Mihaela. So it's the same. I'm from a technical university, so it's difficult for us to see the global view, global image with all these subjects melting together, entangling together to give something that put students up and up to evolve in their professional life. But we just learning, yes? We just learning together, students and teachers. Thank you so much. Very interesting, your presentation.
Thank you so much. And I totally agree. That is very good spirit. Definitely we're developing and learning all together here.
So to sum up, in our Ingenium version 2, we should have a special branch unit for developing agile pedagogical approaches in the whole alliance. Okay, thank you very much for very interesting presentations and
Marcello
active
is having one.
participation. And Marcello, you have the last word.
Yeah, sorry, because I was thinking when you mentioned the next Ingenium, I was thinking how to implement those activities in a deeper way within our institutions. So, a question for you. Do you need, let's imagine that I want to teach emotional intelligence in any program, okay? Do I need field specific competencies or not? Is it clear the question?
Yeah.
Field specific meaning, let's say that I want to teach, to teach emotional intelligence in a module in civil engineering. Do I need competencies in civil engineering too, or I don't need it?
No,
Yeah.
I don't think so. You don't. I know you're a psychologist like me, right? So we have all the competences as psychologists. Indeed, for the professors who teach only engineering, it's very hard to do that. It's very hard to do that because they need some um, um, other competencies or a different level of knowledge about emotional intelligence so that they can teach. But for us, for example, as psychologists, we could do some activities on emotional intelligence related to civil engineering scenarios. Personally, I'm involved in a BIP right now called Clarity AI with some of my colleagues, and we will blend creativity, critical thinking, physics, engineering, electronics, and in a very very diverse program. So we will have this experience, and yeah, I think it will be very very good, nice and interesting. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right. I was just thinking about is it a competence or is it awareness of human interaction and sort of like opening your eyes? But I think you are better experts in that. Okay, now I would like to thank you again. And this is our last webinar this spring, and we will come back to you in the autumn with the next, probably, well, the last one for now, let's say.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you
Thank
all.
you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.